So what we'll talk about today is just a few things that we focus on with people trying to shoot the ball better, okay? My philosophy is kind of built around physics and geometry and trying to get an efficient movement to make the ball do a certain thing. And we have to move our bodies in a certain way to be able to do that. So I kind of break basketball shooting up into three categories: preparation, connection, and sequence. So I'm going to give us a little bit of explanation and demonstration about what I mean. So I'm going to have my guy Peter shoot some shots for us. I'll throw some shots up there, and we'll see if we can get a good visual and explain an understanding for what we want to get out of shooting. So the first thing we want to do is kind of go into how we prepare our bodies. So I'm going to have Peter step right there, okay? And this will give us a visual of, I tell guys to get in an athletic position. That's kind of a universal, right? But what I talk about is I want to have our hips back and up, so I don't get my knees in front of my toes when I'm trying to balance. So I want to feel my ankles go through the floor, my hips are back and up, our eyes up, our chin up, and our chest up. The reason we do this is if Peter is set over this way, I now have to make a couple of moves. This, and then bring the ball up. Okay, that's two moves. Or we have to stick the ball out here and reroute it back. These are inefficient, okay? And what I'm trying to do when I said about geometry is, in a perfect world, the ball would go from here up this way into an arc into the basket in one shape. Now, the problem is what most basketball players do is when they get the ball sticks out here, they take the ball here, they load their hands here, and then they make the ball go this way. So now we've got three direction changes that we've got to try to control at speed. So we're trying to create a good geometric arc. Then we're trying to create energy from our body to get leverage, okay? So if we notice, Peter's ready here, his wrist is loaded, the ball's close to our body, so we're going to try and create this geometric shape. As he raises the ball close to his body, now it's up into that shooting position, his body is still what we call loaded. So the energy that is stored in his body now, as the ball moves up, he can transfer that energy into the ball while using that geometric shape. That way, from a physics and geometry standpoint, we're pretty efficient, okay? So let's go back down, right? Good position there. And what we're going to try and do is we're going to add a little bit of timing. Let me see that ball for 1 second. I'm going to give you a visual of what I mean. Preparation, connection, sequence. So the preparation is how we set that body up, okay? The connection I'll get into in a second. The sequence is when we apply forces. I'm going to give you a little visual here. So if I take this, and this is the motion of my body going up to shoot, that's the energy that we're going to use, okay? If I attach this to the ball at different times, so if I bounce the ball and then I attach that energy as the ball is coming down, not much happens. But now watch. If I attach the energy at a different time, when the ball is going up, the ball shoots up, and the energy from my hand transfers into the ball and the ball's energy, and we create more energy, and it's an ease of power and energy up to the basket. So that's kind of what we're going to do in the shot. So when Peter goes and sets up here, okay, you see it. Now he's connected to the floor. His feet are on the floor. His elbows are close to his body, and the ball's connected to him, okay? As he raises it, now the ball starts up, the body stays loaded, and as the ball's getting to that place where he's now going to drive his body up to shoot, the energy from the ball gets connected to the energy from our body, and then we drive it up to the basket to shoot, okay? That'll give us kind of an effortless power thing. So if you watch Peter shoot that, good, one more time. Keep it close to your body and accelerate. Good, okay? So the last word that I said, I think it's a really important piece, is acceleration. The more acceleration we have, the faster we're going to get rid of it. The more power we have, the easier it is to propel it to the basket. And if we're transferring energy, we're going to have a continuous vertical acceleration. As the ball slows down, it dissipates energy. If the ball stops, we have to break that inertia and recreate energy to shoot the ball, okay? So when we go and we'll do a couple of drills here real quick. Okay, Peter's just going to take, this is called 1, 2 through. So we did this with some of the young kids yesterday. So he's set up here, body's in great shape, wrist is loaded. This is the 1 position. I go 2, that's raise the ball, keep your body settled. And then the through, he'll shoot it, right? So now, this is where the talent of the athlete comes in. So now Peter's going to do that 1, 2 through method as smoothly and in one piece as he possibly can, okay? And this is what it'll look like. Good. And you see that smooth move up to vertical acceleration, and up you go. Good. So it kind of creates a really good geometric shape, and you see the ball flies with consistency. And the less we're eliminating possibilities for error. The farther away it is from myself, then I have a different distance all the time. If the ball's touching me, it's always in the same place. If our body is put together, our elbows are touching our sides, then they're always in the same place versus here, here, here. So I want to eliminate as many variables as possible. That's why I want to have our chest up versus here. If it's down, it could be here, it could be here, and we're creating all different angles. So the less things we have to manipulate, the easier it is to be consistent and fast, right? Now, so what we do is we start stacking up little challenges. So we'll keep Peter right here. Do you remember dribble, hop, shot? Okay, yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to dribble right hand dribble, left foot step. You're going to stay right in place, so it's going to look like this. And then shoot, okay? So dribble, hop, shot is about timing the ball and foot onto the floor at the same time when you dribble. And then ball's in your hands, good, before your feet touch the floor. Then we start. As soon as our feet hit the floor, then we start and we just shoot. Okay, so go do that again. Okay, good. Now, one of the things we want to do is with the dribble, so we're talking about energy transfer, we don't want to drop the ball, we want to dribble the ball. Okay, right. If I add a little force, it's in my hands faster. Faster it's in my hands, the better control and the earlier I can get organized to be able to shoot my shot. Okay, so now I want you to stay right there, dribble, hop, shot, go. There you go. And then, okay, so stay in place, dribble, hop, shot, and go. Nice. Okay, good. One more time. Very nice. Okay, so that's a really good place to start. And then what I do is each time we create a skill, I challenge it. So I add things that you have to do. So now we would say dribble, hop, shot, and pass fake. So you'd have to do this, pass fake before you land, pass fake and done, and then you start. And then we take it around our back and we tap it behind our head. And we start adding challenges, okay? But I'm going to give us another thing to kind of create this motion. This is called bounce through, okay? Have you done bounce through before? Yeah, perfect. So what he's going to do is as the ball is bouncing to the floor, he's going to follow it. And then we're going to, in one motion, take the ball off the floor and go to shoot. Okay? Kind of gives us the same principle. He's working on connection, preparation. But what this trains is that the ball, when we go, so sit down for me again, Peter. And if Peter were to jump, his hips would probably go, let's say they're up to here. So his hips go this far. Now the ball has to go up here plus what he's jumping. So the ball has to travel 3 to 4 times as far as our hips would. So what we have to do is learn to sequence this where the ball goes first before our body and faster, okay? And then the timing of the athlete comes in. That's where practice and feel and all that. So this bounce through, he's going to bounce it on the floor and then jump through the shot. Okay, pretty good. Nice, good boy. Okay, and this time jump a little bit higher and just feel letting it go early. Don't worry about where it goes. There you go, good. Now that right there, when you let it go that quickly and that early, that adds a lot of range. And that's what everybody wants to do nowadays, is they want to be able to go shoot from far. So if we shoot it early with a lot of energy transfer, it makes it easier to shoot far. Now, here's one thing that I deal with, is I teach people how to put energy on, but then I also teach them how to take it off. That'll be a subject for another day. But when you get in close, we don't want to shoot it with that much power. So in order to dissipate power, the ways that you do it is you can slow the ball down. You can either reduce leverage, right, or reduce speed. So some guys will come up here and they'll go and hold it. What I do is I keep the ball moving, but I reduce leverage. This is let's say this is a 90-degree lever. I have a lot of power from here. If I do this, I no longer have any power in this lever, and I'm only using my wrist. So when I get close, I can get here. This way I can still shoot it full from a closer distance, and I've taken power off, okay? I'll wait longer to get up to the peak and all that. So we want to learn how to put power on and then take it off when we have this shot, right? That's why the mid-range shots become more difficult, because people don't know how to take power off once they've put it on, all right? So the bounce-through drill, that was terrific, by the way. Bounce-through drill teaches you how to move the ball farther than the rest of you, teaches you to get the ball to go first and to be able to jump through, okay? That first one, dribble, hop, shot, teaches us how to dribble the ball and foot at the same time. Let's go ahead and do a pass fake, Peter. Dribble, hop, shot, pass fake, good. And then up you go, excellent, okay? So this way, that adds challenge to the skill. One thing about when we're learning, a lot of people, when you're being taught, they'll teach you a skill, and that's where we end. So that skill is always challenged when you play. What I'm doing is I'm trying to challenge the skill and make it much more difficult, more complicated, so that the skill that you'll actually use in a game is the simplest. That's why you see all these crazy things about whipping the ball around our back and pass fakes, and we do, like we used to do, around the back, touch the back of your head, land, shot. And all those had to be done before you landed, okay? Now, that being said, the other part, the big component that what I work on is balance, okay? And this is where we've kind of gotten well known in teaching people how to move as we do all these crazy balance drills. So we're going to do a simple one. Peter's going to start right here. You turn your back to the basket, Peter. You're going to take one dribble. It's kind of like that little jump turn that you have with your guys. So he's going to take one dribble towards the free throw line, then jump stop. Then he's going to turn 180 degrees, land, and shoot. Okay? So let's go ahead and see what that looks like. Good. Okay? Very nice. Very nice. Now turn the other way, Pete. There you go. Good. So what we work on here is that's just a little bit of, we land in that vertical posture. It keeps us in balance. And I'm really big on what I call dynamic balance. That's moving in balance, okay? Instead of catching our balance. Great athletes catch their balance when they get there. Special athletes move on and keep their balance all the way through, okay? Now, I'm gonna have you do that one more time, Peter. And this time I want you to focus on keeping your head at exactly the same level all the way through until you release the shot. There you go, nice, very nice, okay? So, and you can tell Peter's done this a whole bunch, worked on these things on his own, but I'm a big efficiency guy, you heard me say that. So I like to have our head move at the same level that we're gonna shoot from, okay? And if we can turn on that same level, then we're very efficient, and it's much more of a threat to the defense because I'm always ready to get a shot up, okay? And that's kind of a little bit more advanced theory of the game, but this will give us kind of a few things that we focus on, creating that preparation of our body, how we're set up to get ready to shoot. Our wrist is loaded, eyes up, chin up, chest up, hips back and up, we're on balance, whole feet on the ground, we're connected, arms to ourselves, ball connected to our body, feet to the ground, and then the sequence. The ball goes first, and then we jump through, okay? And then we'll start to test that and add more things to make it a challenge. But there you go.